Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. And for this week's Sale-A-Bration Sunday project, I'm going to be using this designer series paper. So this one is free with a £55 or €70 purchase, and Sale-A-Bration on now runs up until the 28th of February 2025. Okay, so this designer series paper is called Toadstool Gardens. You get 48 sheets of 6x6 paper for free with your qualifying order. So you get 8 of each of these designs of paper. So we've got cute little snails and flowers and toadstools and ladybugs. And if the little critters are not your thing, then you've got this super lovely bright design on the other side. Again, we've got cuteness one side, and then we have lovely subtle stripes on the opposite side, bright stripes on this one, and teeny tiny little dots that kind of make my eyes go a little bit funny on this side, but I do like that bright bold stripe. This is kind of woody, but it's also kind of like the underneath of a toadstool. And then the other side of that, it's kind of psychedelic. Love the different colours on that. Super, super bright. I will let you know the colours in just a second. Love this sheet here. And we will be using some of that. And the other side of that is gorgeous greenery. Okay, oh, more of that, more of that. And then super fun, bright splashes and a lovely little pattern on the other side as well. So those are the designs. The colours in the pack are Early Espresso, Fresh Freesia, Granny Apple Green, Melon Mambo, Poppy Parade and Pumpkin Pie. So nice, fun, bright colours. And as I say, nice big pack of paper. So if you were going to be ordering anyway, get your order in now and get yourself a freebie. This paper actually coordinates with one of the suites in the January to April 2025 mini catalogue, and it is called Terrific Toadstools Bundle. So you can get a punch that you can punch out the toadstool parts, and you've got the stamps there as well. So combining those two, the bundle price for that is £36.75. Grab yourself some paper, some embellishments, something else, get your total to £55, and then you can get that coordinating paper for free. Awesome. Right, so this is what I have made, and I've used the Labelled with Love punch and stamp set to create that. All of these bits are fussy cut from the designer series paper. This piece here that I've been chopping bits out of willy-nilly, and then we've got a little ribbon that goes around there, and then the box itself is made from the designer series paper, and it will fit 2 tea light candles in there, and these are nice big chunky ones. I think they were Yankee Candle ones, so you'll fit all sorts of little treats and things inside of that. Now, I used the leaf on that side, so doesn't really matter which way that was going, but had I been using that side of the paper, it would have looked a bit funny with everything pointing that way. Okay, so you will need one sheet of the paper cut down to 5 inches by 5 3/4. Okay, but make sure that you cut the short bit, cut it at 5, with your pattern going in the right direction, and then your 5 3/4 in the opposite direction. Okay, so I'm just lining my edge up there at 5. Hopefully I'll take out that big bold black line. Yeah, near enough. And then 5 3/4, and just take that out there. I really must change the blade on this particular trimmer. I keep forgetting. I've got 3 trimmers that I use in circulation, and I keep forgetting to replace the blade on that one. Try and do it straight away. So ignore the fact that I've got black lines around about there. Need this back to do some scoring. Okay, so on the short side, the 5-inch side there, take my cutting blade out the way, and I want to score that at the 3/4 of an inch. Back down here, 3/4 of an inch, score, and 4 1/4. So we've got 3/4 that side. That's okay, and then on the long side, I'm going to score that at 3/4. 2 1/2, and I keep forgetting this is paper, not card. I don't need to be quite so heavy-handed with that. 3 1/4. You'll get all the measurements from my blog post. There will be a link to that in the description for this video, and the last score line is at 5 inches. Right, so we're just going to gently fold along those score lines, just lining up my edges there. Missed one. Tips. Okay, and then we've got the 2 going that way. So Stampin' Up's paper, even the free stuff, is great quality, and you can easily score it without breaking it. Just be a little bit more gentle than you would be with card. So along the side, I am cutting up those score lines just to that horizontal score line, like so. That one there, and then this one here. So all of them along the edge, just chop up. And then, so you've got square, rectangle, square, rectangle, square. On the squares, just take out a little notch either side. Like so. Right, and so that's what you've got on that side there. We're going to turn it around and do exactly the same along here. Okay, so just going to chop the squares at the same time this time. And there we go. Last one. All right, so we now have that looking like that. So that is going to be the lid of the box. So we kind of want to put a little bit for a thumb hole in there. I have my 1 3/4 inch punch, circle punch, which is still available. And I'm just going to try and centre it between on that panel there, but just take a little notch out the bottom. Like that. Okay. So we want to add glue to those 4 pieces there. And then we will fold that up to form the base of our little box. Okay, so we're just bringing that around and lining up those edges there. Give that a press. The glue does take a moment to adhere, which is good in one way, because if you haven't got it quite right, you've got time to try it again. But it does mean you have to have a little bit more patience than I normally have. Just to wait until that has actually grabbed before you move on. Okay, then we want to put glue on these 2 tabs, the 2 remaining. One there, one there. You could do that all at the same time when it's nice and flat, but that's the sort of thing that gets me with really sticky fingers. So I've just folded that front flap down, fold that over, and then we make sure we've got a good fit there. Nice tight fit. And again, with the patience, Heather, hold that in place. That one round, that one down, like that. Okay. There we are. Sticky fingers anyway. Right, so we've got our little opening box like that, ready for whatever little treats you want to put inside. Okay. And again, just give that a moment. You'll have more time than I have. I'm rushing a bit here. Right, so I need some pieces of basic white card. Okay, so I've just grabbed a couple of scraps out of my pile, and as I said, using Labelled with Love, I'm going to use this stamp here for my border, and also the Just For You, but I'm not going to actually use all of that. As with this one, I just actually want to use the For You in the middle there. So, block for that one. Need a bigger block, Heather. And a block for that one. Okay, and go with Melon Mambo. A few little taps. Stamp that one there. And then I've got some washi tape here. I'm just going to cover up that just, okay, and just ink it from the side of my pad. Take that off, just in case you got any ink on it. Put it straight in your bin so you don't get ink on everything else. And then stamp that For You in the middle there. Okay. Then we can bring in the coordinating punch. Line that up in the corners there. Happy with that. Press it together, pops out, and I've got another piece here that I'm just going to do a plain one. No stamping required. Okay, and then I've got my ribbon. Let's pretend I've put something nice in there. Okay, so that is going to go round there and back round. Need my ribbon scissors, so I know that's going to be plenty ribbon there. Right, so I have some tearing tape. And I'm just going to put a piece of that tearing tape right the way along that plain label. Give that a good rub and take the backing off. Okay. So, doesn't matter where it is that way. I just want to make sure that I get my ribbon on with my label kind of straight. Okay, like that. That'll do. So you can move it up and down, you can move it side to side to where you're happy with it. And then this one's going to go on top. So I'm putting glue all over this. And just sandwiching those ends of that ribbon in there, just lining up the edges with the one that was underneath. And I've just realised that's upside down, but that is okay because I can take this off and turn it around. And there you can see. Oh, and it's fallen off anyway, so I could have just left it. I could have just taken it off. Put it back on. We'll put it the right way around this time. Okay, so on there. Once you're happy with where you've got it lined up, you can give it a good press. Hold those two bits together, like so. There we go. Right, we just need some decoration. So this is the one that I did previously. And I mentioned this paper I have been fussy cutting from. So let me just tidy up some of this mess that I have now just created. And we can do some fussy cutting. Okay, so we're gonna create the same embellishments for this one, but with a little bit of a twist. So all nice and flat and matte, I have decided I'm going to make the ones for this one nice and shiny. Okay, so how am I going to do that? Well, I have a roll of clear packing tape, got the end there, and all I did was cut out the piece of paper that I want to fussy cut from, and I'm going to stick that piece of paper onto my packing tape like so. I don't want to lose my end. So just fold that over, put that away again. Okay, so I want to fussy cut out these trio of mushrooms. toadstools, whatever you want to call them. And it's no more difficult to fussy cut with the tape on top than it is without it. It just gives your little pieces that bit of shine. Okay, so let me fussy cut. I have to say this particular piece isn't very easy. But that's nothing to do with the packing tape. That's just to do with how close these bits are to each other and how bad I am at fussy cutting normally. So just moving it around. It is slightly more difficult to move it around if you stick it to your fingers. But then again, I do also have something extra to hold on to. So, you know, some you win, some you lose. Right, I'm going to just take that bit off. I will just do this final piece nice and quickly. And then I'll do the other two that are on there and come back to you. I just want to take some of the white out in here because I can. Okay, so that is going to go. Didn't do that very well. It's not very neat. Just neaten that up. That's going to go that side there. That one's already shiny. I've already done that one. That's nice and shiny. I just need to do these two little bits as well. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. Okay, so just a little bit of glue. I'm not going to have that all glued on, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in the middle there, and then I can have some of it overhanging either side. Then I've got this little bit of greenery. Put that on there, and then the little red toadstool covering up there. And then these bits. So obviously you could make this kind of box with any paper that you do have, decorate it with flowers or anything else. I just thought I would just use designer series paper to create the box and the little decorations, and this time just add a little bit of shine to the decorations with that packing tape. And then my final flourish was to add some of these flat petals. I'll go with little one, large one, and I love them with that iridescent ribbon and that shiny, those shiny embellishments. And that's that. Done and dusted. We have two lovely little designer series paper boxes that you can take the label off and open up to find your little treat inside. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and especially the little trick of making your fussy cut pieces shiny. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that bell click on the subscribe button, click on the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.